Hello, Blue and White Nation. Can Kentucky take it to the next level with elite Croatian player Jelavic? Let's see more news about the Blue and White team. Subscribe to the channel to receive more news from the stars. College basketball is about to receive an injection of global talent with Otega Jelavic, a player who is already generating excitement in every corner of BBN. More than just a reinforcement for the roster, Jelavic is a bold and ambitious bet by Coach Mark Pope as he seeks to take the program to even greater heights in the 2025-26 season. The signing of the Croatian power forward is not only a strategic move, but also a clear sign that Kentucky is willing to explore new horizons in international recruiting, seeking to mold a team capable of dominating both on and off the court. Jelavic arrives at Kentucky after excelling at Mega Superbet, one of Europe's most competitive franchises. Playing at this level, against experienced and technically well-rounded athletes, has provided the young Croatian with a rare background for someone his age. This is something that could be a significant differentiator in college basketball, where many players are still in the transition phase between raw potential and athletic maturity. His European experience, combined with his unique skills, creates a package that is both intriguing and promising for Kentucky fans. Analyzing Jelavic's characteristics, it's clear he's a player who defies convention. At an impressive 6 feet 2 inches, he plays like a point guard, displaying refined ball control and almost supernatural ability to create plays. This offensive versatility is exactly the kind of attribute that can change dynamics in decisive matches. Not only does he have the physicality to dominate near the basket, but he also possesses an arsenal of long-range shots that can space the paint and create opportunities for his teammates. In an era of basketball where the power forward position has evolved to require mobility and technical prowess, Jelavic seems tailor-made for the role. The internal competition at Kentucky will be fierce, especially with Jelavic, another elite power forward who transferred from Alabama, vying for minutes in the starting lineup. However, this healthy rivalry has the potential to elevate both players. While Jelavic is recognized for his defensive strength and rebounding ability, Jelavic brings a creative dimension to the offense, making Kentucky's game unpredictable and difficult to contain. The fact that each player brings distinct qualities to the team is a reflection of Mark Pope's meticulous planning, which clearly prioritizes building a balanced and versatile roster. But what makes Jelavic particularly fascinating is the mystery surrounding him. Despite positive reports of his performance in training and some highlight clips from his time in Europe, much remains to be seen about how he will adapt to the frenetic and physically demanding style of American college basketball. European players face unique challenges when they arrive in the United States, from dealing with the fast pace of matches to adjusting to the local culture and expectations. In Jelavic's case, however, the early signs are encouraging. Reports suggest he is quickly integrating into Mark Pope's system, demonstrating not only technical aptitude, but also a competitive mindset that should resonate with the gritty spirit of BBN. If Jelavic can translate his potential into consistent results on the court, the implications for Kentucky are enormous. A player with such unusual skills has the power to transform an already strong team into a legitimate national title contender. And that's not to mention the impact an exceptional performance could have on his future. Rumors are already circulating that he could become a lottery pick in the upcoming NBA draft. For Kentucky fans, witnessing this potentially meteoric rise would be a rare privilege. Of course, none of this is guaranteed. College basketball is full of stories of promising prospects who failed to take off and others of athletes who exceeded all expectations. But something about Jelavic inspires confidence. Perhaps it's the way he carries within the calculated elegance of European basketball, combined with the ambition to prove himself on one of the sport's biggest stages. Or perhaps it's a conviction with which Mark Pope spoke about his addition to the roster, indicating that the coach sees something special in him. Regardless of the path Jelavic takes in the coming months, His arrival at Kentucky marks the beginning of a new chapter for the program. I want to see it firsthand. Comment your thoughts at the end of the video. Otega O's return to Kentucky basketball is an event that echoes like a rallying cry in college arenas across the United States. Not only because of the player's technical skill, but also because of the symbolism of his decision to return for his senior season. He not only strengthens the Wildcats roster, but also injects palpable confidence into the blue and white fans. In college basketball, where stars shine brightly before migrating to the NBA, the choice to stay for another year is a rare, almost poetic gesture, and Oa demonstrated this by joining a lineage of program legends. Since Mark Pope arrived at the Wildcats, he has faced the typical challenges of someone stepping into a project of such magnitude for the first time. The pressure is relentless. Kentucky is not just another college basketball team. It is a giant that exudes tradition and demands immediate results. However, under Pope's calm and strategic leadership, the team has found its way back to national prominence. Reaching the Sweet 16 last season was a significant milestone, especially because it served as proof that the Wildcats' winning DNA still runs strong. And now, with Otega O leading the team once again, the ambition of winning a national championship seems more tangible than ever. Oa's impact goes beyond statistics, although these speak for themselves. As the team's leading scorer last season, he demonstrated versatility and lethal instincts on offense. His ability to penetrate opposing defenses and convert seemingly impossible shots captivates the eyes of any observer. Furthermore, his ability to make crucial decisions in the final moments of games elevates the team's collective level. However, what truly sets Oa apart is his quiet yet unwavering presence, both on and off the court. He is the type of player who inspires his teammates without having to raise his voice, a natural leader whose demeanor reflects maturity and commitment. By adding his name alongside icons like Jamal Mashburn, Tony Delk, Tayshaun Prince, and Oscar Tshiebwe, Oa joins a select group of stars who have decided to return to Kentucky after averaging more than 15 points per game. This list is not only comprised of great players, but also figures who shaped the program's history. It's impossible not to mention the special bond between Tony Delk, a key player in the 1996 national title, and Mark Pope, now the team's head coach. That championship team, led by Rick Pitino, was known for its resilience and relentless mentality. Now, with Pope at the helm and Oa at the forefront, there's a sense of continuity, as if the spirit of those glorious times is being evoked once again. Oa's presence also serves as a catalyst for the other young talents on the roster. In a sport where chemistry between players can make or break a game, his experience and leadership become valuable assets. He doesn't play alone. He elevates those around him. This creates a favorable environment for other athletes to develop their skills and gain confidence. It's in this balance between veterans and rookies that any team's greatest chances for glory lie, and Kentucky seems to be building just that. With a new season approaching, expectations are high. The Wildcats aren't just competing. They're looking to regain their national prominence. Otega O's return is a clear reminder that Kentucky continues to attract and retain top talent, even amid an increasingly globalized competitive ecosystem. For Mark Pope, this is a pivotal moment. He's already proven he can guide the team back to the playoffs, but now he has the opportunity to turn a good season into something memorable. With Oa leading the charge and a solid foundation growing around him, anything seems possible. Can the Wildcats now go for the title? BBN would say so. Has Mark Stoops been having a tough time? He certainly has. The coach who has led the Kentucky Wildcats for over a decade now finds himself at the center of speculation that echoes beyond the borders of Lexington. The 247 Sports Report, which names him as a candidate for Brent Price vacancy at Virginia Tech, not only reignites debates about his career, but also sheds light on the legacy he has built and can still build. Price's dismissal after a disastrous start to the season for the Hokies is emblematic of how unforgiving the world of college sports can be. With a 0-3 record and a 16-24 overall record in just over 3 years, it was clear to Virginia Tech administration that it was time for a change. And when it comes to change, few coaches have the pedigree and experience of someone like Stoops, whose tenure at Kentucky transcends one-off results to become a true identity overhaul. Since taking over the Wildcats in 2013, Stoops has transformed a historically mediocre program into a consistent force in competitive Southeastern Conference, SEC. During his 12 years at the helm, he led Kentucky to division titles, memorable victories against traditional rivals, and a recurring bowl appearance, something few could predicted before his arrival. His work has been recognized not only for the numbers, but for the way he shaped the program's culture. But a lot has been going on, hasn't it? However, like any long journey, there are moments of uncertainty. The last few seasons haven't exactly been the Wildcats' brightest. After 2 consecutive 7-6 seasons and bowl game losses, followed by a disappointing 4-8 start in 2024, questions have arisen about how far this era could go. The playoff absence, combined with some noticeable on-field struggles, has sparked debate about Stoops' future at Kentucky. But is it fair to judge an entire career by a period of fluctuation? Or is this part of the natural cycle of any coach who stays in one place for so long? Virginia Tech's interest seems to suggest that Stoops' value extends beyond these recent fluctuations. For the Hokies, who face the challenge of rebuilding their identity after years of inconsistency, hiring an experienced coach like him could represent the first step toward redemption. Stoops has already proven himself capable of handling pressure, adapting to different scenarios, and, above all, creating something lasting. These qualities are invaluable for a program seeking renewal. On the other hand, the idea of Stoops leaving Kentucky seems almost surreal. He's not only the longest tenured coach in the SEC, he's practically synonymous with Kentucky football itself in recent years. With 6 years remaining on his multi-million-dollar contract and a deep connection to the local community, his departure would be seen as a turning point, perhaps even a breakthrough for the Wildcats. However, recent history shows that the strongest ties aren't always enough to deter irresistible opportunities. In 2023, Stoops came close to accepting the Texas A&M job, though the deal fell through. Does this demonstrate that, even at 56, he's still open to new things? Perhaps. For Kentucky fans, the mere possibility of losing Stoops should serve as a reminder of how special his tenure has been. It's not just about wins or losses, but about the way he raised the standard of the program, giving fans pride and hope. If he does choose to move on, it will be crucial that the next coach inherits this winning mentality and continues to build on the foundation Stoops laid. For Virginia Tech, the prospect of having someone like Stoops is exciting. While it's too early to officially speculate, the connection between the two sides reflects something larger: the constant shifting of pieces in this complex college football chess game. Every decision, every move, carries implications that can shape the fate of entire programs. Regardless of how this story unfolds, one thing is certain: Mark Stoops remains a central figure in the college football landscape. Whether he remains in Kentucky to write new chapters or embarks on a new adventure in Blacksburg, his influence will be felt for a long time. We'll see how this plays out. Now, I want to hear your comments.